Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about ear. The ear consists of three parts: external ear, middle ear, internal ear. This is our external ear as we can see here. This is the middle ear which is a slit like cavity. This is the internal ear. The external ear consists of the auricle, the external auditory meatus and external auditory canal. Here is the tympanic membrane which is in between the external ear and the middle ear. We can see some bones in the external middle ear, and this we are going to discuss in detail later. This is the internal ear. In the internal ear we can see the cochlea. The cochlea has 2, 3 by 4 turns, and here we can see 3 semicircular canal. The semicircular canal are anterior, posterior and lateral semicircular canal. Here this one is the lateral semicircular canal. Now lateral semicircular canal, it is going to project in the medial wall of middle ear, which we are going to see later. Also these 3 semicircular canal are going to open in the utricle. Here we can see a structure in which 3 semicircular canal are opening. This is the utricle. Now let's go and study in detail about middle ear. The middle ear consists of 6 walls, so it is a box-like structure. The 6 walls of the middle ear are anterior wall, posterior wall, lateral wall, medial wall, roof and floor. So it is anterior wall, posterior wall, lateral wall, medial wall, roof, floor. We are going to first see the lateral wall of the middle ear, and then we are going to see remaining 5 walls. Now let's go in our diagram of lateral wall of the middle ear. So guys, this is the lateral wall of the middle ear. Here this is the tympanic membrane which I am marking. Here we can see this is the tympanic membrane. The middle ear consists of 3 bones and 2 muscles. Let's talk about first bones. The 3 bones are malleus, incus, stapes. So it is malleus, incus and stapes. In between malleus and incus, we are having a joint which is this one. This is incudomalleolar joint. This is a type of saddle joint. Whereas in between the incus and stapes, we are going to have incudostapedial joint. And this incudostapedial joint is a ball and socket variety of joint. It is important to note that the incudostapedial joint is the smallest variety of ball and socket joint in our body. Then I told you that we have 2 muscles. One is tensor tympani muscle and another is stapedius muscle. Tensor tympani and stapedius muscle. It is important to note the nerve supply of these 2 muscles. The tensor tympani muscle, which I am marking here, it is supplied by our mandibular nerve, which is the 3rd branch of our trigeminal nerve. This is the stapedius muscle, and the stapedius muscle, it is supplied by our facial nerve. Here we can see the tensor tympani muscle is coming and inserting itself into the handle of malleus, whereas the stapedius muscle is coming and inserting itself to the neck of the stapes. So it is coming and inserting itself into the neck of the stapes. Further, it is important to note here that the wall of the middle ear which we are seeing here is the anterior wall, and the anterior wall consists of a muscle entering into it, which is the tensor tympani muscle, and also a tube is entering into the middle ear through the anterior wall. This is the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube is connecting the middle ear to the nasopharynx. The function of Eustachian tube is to equalize the pressure between the external ear and the middle ear. Here we can see the posterior wall of the middle ear, and it has a tendon of stapedius entering into it. This makes a eminence in the posterior wall of the middle ear, which is called stapedial eminence. After that, in between the malleus and incus, we can see a yellow colored structure running through it. This is the cauda tympani nerve. The cauda tympani nerve is in between the malleus and incus. The cauda tympani nerve is going to supply anterior two-thirds of the tongue and carry the taste sensation from it. Guys, one more thing to note in this diagram is this bone. This is the bone, and here we can see in the down structure that this bone is consisting of several air cells within it. This is the mastoid process. This down structure is the mastoid process, and it is consisting of mastoid air cell within it. Now let's go to the remaining 5 walls of the middle ear. Here we have discussed this. This is the lateral wall of the middle ear. So guys, these are the remaining 5 walls of the middle ear. Here we can see this is the anterior wall of the middle ear. This is our posterior wall of the middle ear. This is the roof of the middle ear. This is the floor of the middle ear, and this is the medial wall of the middle ear. Again I am saying, this is anterior wall, this is posterior wall, this is roof, this is floor, this is medial wall, and in front here we have lateral wall, which we have seen already. Let's come to the first, anterior wall. The anterior wall of the middle ear, as I have already told you, that a muscle, tensor tympani muscle, it's going to enter, and this tensor tympani muscle, it is going to attach itself to the handle of malleus. Here we can see the Eustachian tube. The Eustachian tube, as I already told you, it is going to connect the middle ear with the nasopharynx. Let's come to the posterior wall of the middle ear. Guys, already I have told you, let's look down in the inset. Here this is the mastoid process, and this consists of mastoid air cell. The mastoid air cells are several in number, and the largest mastoid air cell is known as mastoid antrum. This mastoid antrum is connected to the middle ear through the adytostomastoid antrum. Here we can see this is the opening in the posterior wall of the middle ear, and it is connecting the middle ear to the mastoid antrum. Guys, further we can see down here the pyramidal eminence. This pyramidal eminence has a tendon which is the stapes tendon, and I have already told you that stapes tendon it is going to insert itself in the neck of the stapes. So we have completed the anterior wall of the middle ear and the posterior wall of the middle ear. One more important structure to notice here is the facial nerve. The facial nerve, it is going and it is anterior to the posterior, it is posterior to the posterior wall of the middle ear, and here in the medial wall of the middle ear it is forming an eminence which is called as a facial canal. It is a prominence of the facial nerve, and it is the facial canal. Further, already I have told you that there are 3 semicircular canal: anterior, posterior and lateral. The lateral semicircular canal prominence is seen in the medial wall of the middle ear, as we can see here. This is the prominence of the lateral semicircular canal. Further, in the medial wall we can also see 2 windows. This is the oval window, this is the round window. This oval window and round window are going to connect our middle ear to the internal ear. Further, we can see one more structure lying here. This is the promontory. The promontory lies in the medial wall of the middle ear. The promontory is formed by the branches of some nerves. These nerves are tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve. As we can see here, tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, it is going here. We also know that tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve is also known as Jacobson's nerve. Further, this is the lesser petrosal nerve which is going here. And also we have here internal carotid artery from where the sympathetic plexus is going to give the branch. So finally we noticed here that the promontory has a plexus of nerves which is formed by tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, lesser petrosal nerve, and a branch from internal carotid plexus. So we have completed the medial wall of the middle ear. The roof of the middle ear is very simple. It is made up of thin plate of the bone which is tegmen tympani. This is the tegmen tympani. And the floor of the middle ear, it consists of a vein that is, sorry, it does not consist of vein, but it is related to a vein that is internal jugular vein. Here we can see the internal jugular vein. So guys, here we have completed the middle ear walls. Once I would like to repeat this. The anterior wall is related to eustachian tube and muscle tensor tympani muscle, and the posterior wall is related to adductus to mastoid antrum of pyramidal eminence. The medial wall has several structures. First is our prominence of lateral semicircular canal, then is the prominence of the facial canal, then is our oval window, then is our round window, and we have finally the promontory, which is formed by the three nerves as we can see here. Then we have the roof, and then we have the floor. Thank you guys.